Jamal Crawford on the call last night, Game 4. Mike Tirico, Reggie Miller on NBC and Peacock for the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Also, he'll be on the call in San Antonio, Game 5. That'll be a tip-off at 8 Eastern on Tuesday. Great to talk to you again. Let me start at the end and work our way back. Do you think Victor Wembanyama will be suspended for Game 5?
No, I do not think he'll be suspended. He definitely should have been ejected for the shot he gave yesterday, but I don't think he's suspended for Game 5. You? What do you think?
I think if David Stern was the commissioner,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be surprised if he's fined, but I think the fact that it took place in the second quarter, if it took place in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes to go, then I could see him be suspended for Game 5.
So why do you think if Stern was the commissioner that happens and not right now?
Because I think we look at this and we want Wemby to play. David Stern famously scolded me when the Phoenix Suns' Amari Stoudemire got suspended for getting off the bench when Steve Nash got crashed into the scorer's table. And I said, but Stoudemire didn't do anything. And he said, he got off the bench. Now listen to me. And then he scolded me. Like, I don't care if you're a star or not. I'm the commissioner. And therefore, I think he would have a different look at this, because in slow motion, it doesn't look good at all. That Wemby, that was excessive. He wanted to take somebody out. Was there anything that led up to this in your mind that you could see, not warrant it, but understand, his frustration?
It's funny you say that, because I may have given him the announcer's jinx, because I just praised him for how he was handling, getting pushed and all the extra stuff getting thrown to the ground. And I understand, like, Minnesota's side, you want to keep their best player frustrated, or at least try to frustrate him. And he hadn't shown any emotion all series or really all playoffs in that way. So it could have been, things that led up to it for sure. But that was not a good look and not what we expected.
But this is why you have somebody on your roster who can go in and protect you. This happens in hockey all the time. It happens in basketball. Tim Duncan was never going to go after somebody, but he had somebody to do that for him. Michael Jordan didn't go after the Pistons. He had somebody do that for him. I think that's the important part is, and that's where Mitch Johnson, the Spurs head coach, I think is wrong to say, hey, I understand it. No, this is a playoff game. Let somebody else bang up Anthony Edwards if that's what you want to do to send a message. I can't have my best player and the most important player on the floor getting caught up in something like this.
To kind of have that enforcer, that security, huh? I said that 2 years ago, I think it was, with OKC. They saw Chet, and I'm like, well, no, they kind of need to go through this to see what they do need later on. And I'm sure these guys are going through this process and still can win it, but still, you're right. Maybe get that enforcer, somebody's going to bring that, like, no, we're not going for that at all. That to the roster as well.
Yeah, I just think I got to keep him on the floor.
Yeah, you have to. He does so many things well. As soon as he went off the court, Minnesota was like, uh-oh, free ice cream. This is just, I can go to the paint anytime I feel like it. And Cornette did a great job as well. Not the same level as Wemby, but it was like drastic. Like, okay, as soon as he goes off the court, we're going in there to get paint points at all costs.
What is it about Anthony Edwards that we really only care about his game in the postseason? That I don't think he's a tune-in or in regular season guy, but, man, he has these moments in the postseason where you go, damn, he is different.
He's different. He's one of the most competitive people I've seen. To be that young, obviously we know he's been through so much in life, but he has that grit, that toughness, that mental fortitude, and he wants it. He wants it. He wants to be one of the greats, and he understands the responsibility. And one thing I love about Ant is his authenticity. You never feel like he's just saying something to say it. Whatever he says, he feels, he stands on it. And I think his guys, his teammates know that. Like I saw yesterday, I think Ayo got a and one late, and he turned the bench like, I told you, almost like he saw something on the court. Like, no, I trust him too. And he's amazing. Like he's he can go in tight spots almost like a jet. He just takes off, and he's not even all the way healthy right now, right? But his grit and his heart, he had a moment where he's like, I'm just going to take over this game. We will not lose this game. And he did what he had to do to tie this thing up.
But I hate when we do this. You know, he kind of reminds me of Michael Jordan. I'm like, okay, no, he's not Michael Jordan.
No.
No one is Michael Jordan.
No one's Michael Jordan.
Now, you can have some traits
right.
that Mike may have, like SGA. Man, he reminds me of Jordan where, you know, he can score. And he's not Michael Jordan.
I have a problem with that just from the standpoint, Michael Jordan to me is the greatest to ever play basketball, right? And it's not even a question. But with that, we throw his name around so easily. If this guy reminds me of Michael Jordan, well, he's the final frontier. There's a bunch of other stages and guys you can refer to besides referring to the last frontier. Because now we start looking at him, and we look at the player a little sideways too. We may not appreciate the player we're looking at because we keep hearing the Michael Jordan comparisons. You know what I mean? So we should appreciate this guy as well.
And Jamal Crawford, he was on the call last night with the Spurs and Timberwolves going to San Antonio for tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. You think LeBron retires? Any chance he retires after their next loss?
I hope not. And the reason being, he's done so much for the game, and we've grown to know him and everything about him just by how famous he is the last 25 years, right? Since he was in high school. And I would just hope that he goes out and really receives the love he's, shown to everybody all over the world. And he can be appreciated in that way. I think it would be crazy just to go out quietly and no, I'm retiring now. No, get all the love you possibly can because you deserve it. And look at the level he's still playing at. I mean, to be a 41-year-old man and still, I'm telling you, I played 3 days in 4 days. I played 3 times in 4 days the other day. Then I was trashed the last day. I couldn't even walk. I was like, man, it took me forever to try to get loose. So what he's doing is on a whole nother level, and I hope he's appreciated in that way with the end being closer than the beginning.
Why would he come back?
Love of the game. You can just tell how much he loves it. He still gets pissed off if something small happens. And I'm not saying in a way of condemning a teammate, but in a way of caring. He still cares so much about everything. Everything I hear, he's still the first one in the gym. He's still preparing, like he's a youngster just starting out. So that just tells me how much he loves the game. So I think that's why he would come back. Why do you think he would come back? Or not come back?
Well, I wonder, you come back to a team, it's rare when he had the feeling of his team can't win the championship.
Right.
In his entire career, there was always we could get to the finals in just about every stop. I think he's got to look at the West and be honest. When you look at the Spurs and look at OKC, you're not on their level. And even if Luka was healthy, you're not on their level right now, and it's not going to get any better. But I think he's going to go out and he's going to do a documentary on his final year. I
can see that.
I just think he's not going to go out quietly. It's not going to be one of those, LeBron retired. I think he wants to get his flowers, and I have no problem with that.
But Dan, we didn't know The Last Dance was being recorded in that last year either. You probably knew being on the inside, but
I know I saw the NBA Entertainment crew following Michael, and I even asked the head of NBA Entertainment, and I said, "What is this used for?" And he said that Michael wanted it, but I never thought it was going to be used in a documentary. But I did see these guys. I think Michael Thompson's son, or brother, I should say, was a cameraman. Was a cameraman.
He is.
So I would see him, and I'd be like, "What are you guys doing?" And they were just filming. But I never knew. I never knew what was going on, and even those who did know didn't really know. They're like, I don't know.
Would you be disappointed if he did go out without getting those flowers, just from your standpoint? Or would you rather have it?
I wouldn't be disappointed. I would be surprised. Yeah. Like you do what you need to do for you. It feels like LeBron is going to want to make stops in every city, and whether he plays 1 year, 2 more years, because as long as he's on the roster, Bronny's on the roster. And I think he wants to, show that nobody will be able to do what I've done.
Right.
They're not going to put up, 22, 23, 24 years in this sport where Tom Brady, you can play quarterback, but you're not playing defense.
Right.
I mean, LeBron
Right.
is keeping up with 20-year-olds.
Yeah, we'll never see anything like this from a longevity standpoint. A dominance of longevity. Like I don't think we see anything like this. I even went back. I think since his sophomore year of high school, he's averaged 25 or more points every year except like 3. Like it's ridiculous. 3 or 4 maybe in the last, 25, 26 years, whatever it is. Like we'll never see anything like this. So that's why I hope he gets his flowers the right way.
And imagine averaging this, scoring that, and not being a great shooter. He's
Not
just,
even being a great like a scorer, like not being a great scorer, not being somebody who plays to score first anyway.
yes.
Think about that.
Yeah. The James Harden, how do we write the history of James Harden?
Mm, that's going to be interesting because there's no denying what he did in his prime run of Houston during the course of a regular season. His dominance, like he had like he in some ways he had mastered the game, like in some ways in the regular season. Then the playoffs, the struggle came, and that's why it's such a stark contrast. Would you rather have a guy like Wade who didn't have the same peak regular seasons but had more playoff success? Or would you say, you know what, over the course of 6 months, this guy dominated and then it just didn't go well the last month or whatever?
Oh, I'd rather be D Wade.
You'd rather be D Wade.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Harden is absolutely fascinating. But
Why?
he changed the game.
He did. There's no denying that. He changed the game.
And you knew he was going to score. He knew he would tell you, I'm going to go right there and I'm going to do a step back jumper. You know, when you're scoring 36 and also throwing, handing out 11 assists, I mean, that's he's built for the regular season. He's just not a playoff performer. And D Wade was.
What's crazy about Harden is what position do you even put him at when the all-time list comes out? Does he go as a point? Does he go as a 2? Like he was so skilled and is so skilled. He's the true definition of a combo guard because he literally can do both at that level. It's just the playoffs never looked like the regular season.
What are the Knicks doing that they didn't do previously?
I think they're a little more diverse in how they're using Brunson. To me, they're using Brunson how AI was used in Philly. And they got him off the ball some. They moved him around. Then they got him in, pick and roll situations. Obviously, we know the playoffs slow down and you want the ball in your best player's hands. But they're a little less predictable, and they're playing a little more free, it seems, to be honest with you. And I think Tibbs gave them a lot of freedom. I think Tibbs is a heck of a coach, and he did an unbelievable job with them. But right now, I think they're playing a little more free, and I think that he's a little more diverse in how he's being used himself.
I find him fascinating, though.
Brunson?
Yeah.
Why?
He moves in tight circles. Like he's really good in a tight area of just getting that split second, less than that separation there. He doesn't strike me as he's like a left-handed Chris Paul, where he just finds areas. Not the quickest, not the fastest, can't jump the highest, like Chris Paul, but he just knows how to play the game.
I think both of those guys, they play to their smarts first. And then they're like with Brunson, his footwork takes over. He's not playing to his footwork. He's playing to his smarts. Okay, let me see. Okay, you played me that way. You kept me left. Okay, now I'm going to go left the first time. The second time I'll go left and counter. Like he's reading everything you're doing. So I think he's playing towards that first. He puts his mind in the game first, and then he's just picking you apart. And then he becomes a post player because he plays 15 feet in. He starts catching at the free throw line. He'll jab, step, shoot. He'll jab, step, bump you. And he's even better. Most people with physicality, they get sped up. He's better with physicality because he can feel you and he knows where you're at. So he knows how to counter you. And then you have shooting around him. Cat's playing better. OG is out right now. But those guys, and I think they understand the pressure. Like, think about what people were saying about Mike Brown. Well, he has to go to the finals. If he doesn't go to the finals, it's a terrible season. So, I think that, and if the Knicks are going to do it, I think this is truly their chance. No Boston, right? They're out, who everybody had being the best team in the East for most of the year, or thought they would go the furthest. Detroit, is in a dogfight right now. So this is the Knicks' best chance.
Why is Steve Kerr coming back to this roster?
Steph Curry. I think Steph. I think sometimes it's bigger than just. I mean, think about it. He's won 4 championships, I believe, 3 or 4, and I think it is 4. He just it could be bigger than basketball. That could be something like, you know what, Steph signed up for this. I'm married to him as far as this my relationship goes. Draymond, same thing. Like I think, and he loves the coach. Like just watching him go on games, talking to him, pregame, he still has that zest for coaching. Like he loves, and he would be unbelievable in TV, as we know, or executive. He's done all those things. But I think coaching is what really that competitive fabric. That's the part that's lost when you're not in that space.
But you're not going to win.
You do.
They're a play-in team.
But Steve Kerr has won 7 championships total. He's had his fair share of winning too, Dan.
Yeah, but you get caught up in it. Like you don't go, hey, I've won so much, I don't care if I win. When you win, I don't think you can turn it off and go, I'm okay.
Now you don't turn it off, but maybe you find beauty in something else. Think about Steph. This is a guy who is out there actually competing. Draymond, same thing. He could easily be like, you know what? My last 4 or 5 years, I want to go somewhere else and have a chance to win every single year. But his loyalty may have rubbed off on everybody else in the organization. It's almost like the Spurs with Tim Duncan. If Pop can yell at Tim Duncan, he can yell at anybody. If Tim Duncan can be this beacon of light for this organization, Steph is doing that. And Steph, we talk about changing the game. Like he is absolutely the way he changed the game will outlive him because his effect has been unbelievable.
Your son already got a scholarship offer. What is he, a freshman in high school?
He has 15, actually. Yeah, he's a freshman in high school, which is crazy.
Crazy. So Penny Hardaway reached out and gave him a scholarship?
He did, and that was full circle for me because this whole time, even when he was a kid, I'm like, if you could just study one player, I would just have you, be Penny Hardaway. So in my thinking, when I was working with him and training him, even to this day, and I've told him this, it was Penny because I thought Penny played the game in such an effortless way, and his feel for the game was next level. So I've been watching film with my son since he was in 5th, 6th grade, and all those things. So getting that actual offer was like, wow, that one kind of stopped me for a second.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
But to study Penny and not somebody else.
Yeah, no, we study a lot of people, but if it could just be one person, because I knew he'd be a tall guard, it was Penny. I thought if you think about it, after Magic, I thought Penny was going to be like the next.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the baton,
Yeah.
Magic. You're passing the baton to the next great tall point guard. And Penny came with that heat and the way he played and his feel and his personality. And then I had the opportunity to play with him in New York as well. So that one, I was like, whoa, like that one really caught me off guard. Dan, the high schools around my local city didn't even know my name at 15 years old. So to see where this thing is going is crazy.
If I had an NBA analyst one-on-one tournament, who wins?
I should ask you that. I can't vote for myself, right? So I would say
no, you can.
I can.
You think that you're the best analyst as far as talent go? I don't even know how to label it.
Yeah, how to describe it.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't say that part. I'm not that. I love Reggie because I'm next to him and I learn from him so much. Tim Legler, RJ. There's a lot of good people out there, but I think the advantage I have, if I was stating my case, not as the best, but just for my case to be in that tournament.
To win.
Is I think I can do a pretty good job of bridging this era with the era that came before me. I can kind of intertwine them because I played against John Stockton, I played against Luka. So I've seen how the game's kind of evolved. And I remember I come from a time where the off the dribble three was the worst shot in basketball. Don't ever take that shot. To see it now be the biggest weapon. So I see both of them. Who would be up there for you? I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying to be in the tournament. I won't say to win it, to even qualify. Who do you like?
How would Tracy McGrady do?
He'd do great, but he doesn't call. You talking about calling games? I'm sorry.
Just being an analyst.
Oh, T-Mac is really good. Yeah, absolutely.
Melo, Vince Carter.
All those guys are great, and they're obviously Hall of Famers, but they also know how to communicate the game in a simple way that anybody can understand.
Yeah, this isn't about being a good analyst. I'm talking about playing one-on-one here.
Oh, you're talking about one-on-one?
Yeah.
In their prime or like right now?
Right now.
Oh, I win. Not even close. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I thought you were talking about actually analyzing the game. I'm sorry.
No, I don't care about that.
You don't care about that.
I'm talking about playing hoops.
Who do you? Hold on. One second. One second. One second.
Right. Jamal Crawford, hotel room in Minnesota.
I have my hoop shoes on the road. They come with me. Are you kidding me?
Are you breaking ankles or spraining ankles?
Well, I've got nicer as I got older, so now I'm just spraining them. I'll sprain them and say, "Are you all right? Okay, watch out." I may say that move's coming. Like I've got nicer, unless they start talking trash, and then it's over.
So you think you could take Tracy McGrady one-on-one?
Right now, today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd beat T-Mac.
Vince Carter.
I would beat everybody right now one-on-one.
Everybody. Every analyst in the NBA.
I still play all the time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Who do you think wins?
I don't know. I'd have to see these guys walking around.
Oh, okay. It's the walk that does it?
Well, I'm going to know if how you're doing.
You're like my kids if I try to give them some new food and they smell it first. I'm like, that's not going to affect the taste. You know that, right?
We'll talk soon. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
That's Jamal Crawford. Yeah, he's waxing poetic about these guys. I'm like, I don't care how you call a game. I want to see you guys play one-on-one. One-on-one. Draymond would want to get in on this conversation to say that he could beat everybody.
No, not against Jamal Crawford. Don't do that to yourself.